Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place about education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So in a moment, if you are waiting for the right person to come along to be in a relationship with, whether that is a queer platonic relationship, a romantic relationship, or some other type of relationship, and you're struggling to know what to do until that person shows up, and you're struggling with the people that are actually turning up in your life but not being the right one, this is a video for you to watch. First of all, though, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome book, Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. Hello, Ray. Lots of love to you. Thank you for the thumbs up. So if you're waiting for your special person to come along, if you believe like I do that there's one person for you to be in a relationship with, or maybe you believe there's multiple people for you to be in a relationship with, but mostly I'm going to focus on that one specific person, because if you do like multiple people to be in a relationship with, you try and, I presume, focus on one person at a time. Right, so basically there are things you can do while waiting for your special person, the one that you want to be in a relationship with, to turn up. Obviously your friends are still special to you also. That's very, very important. I realise that if you're aromantic asexual, you lack romantic attraction as well as sexual attraction, you might not even be looking for a relationship, full stop. But this video is certainly going to be aimed mostly at those people looking for a relationship. So how this happens is twofold. There's two things that go on here. There's one is, what can you do to help yourself in the meantime, and there's kind of like who is going to come into your life in the meantime until you find this right person for you. So this morning I got messaged by a guy on ASAP, which is an asexual dating app. And this person was saying, hey, they'd read my profile. Basically, they said they liked the sound of my book, and they said it sounded really interesting. And they were asking me questions like, what made me decide to write it? So the conversation progressed from there, and we were talking a lot. And this guy does actually happen to be Indian, in the age range I like, but not in this country. And as we talked more and more, we realised that we had a lot in common. And so he likes kissing as much as I do. He likes tech like I do. He, was interested in the same type of relationship as me. He does dancing as well. He likes dancing, although it's a different type of dancing he does. And kind of the things he was looking for a relationship were very similar to me in that way. And we really kind of related to each other. We really kind of understood each other, and everything was going quite well. And we were messaging for quite some time. They even asked and requested for me to connect with them off the Ace app, which is really good sign. And I hadn't got a Snapchat like they asked me to connect with them on. So I said, I'm on Facebook Messenger. So they sent me a friend's request, and that's all good. We're friends on there now, right? So this was all really, really good sign. I always say if a person's going to friend you on Facebook, then that is a really, really good sign that they really want to be connected to you as a person, as opposed to just having you in secret or whatever's happening, right? So this is all good until it came to finally later on. I mean, obviously they're in a completely different country to me, and they basically said that they definitely want to stay in that country. They don't want to move. But they do intend to visit. They want to travel all around the world. And that's where the crux of the matter lied, is that I'm not interested in traveling around the world. I've got everything I need here right in the UK. Unlike most people, I have no desire to go traveling abroad whatsoever. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't appeal to me, because if I go abroad, I would be going on theme parks there, zoos and aquariums. I'd be trying to find the things I love in the UK over there, because I'm not really interested in sitting by a pool or taking in the sun, that type of thing, really, just for the sake of doing that. It's not who I am. And I have so many food allergies and food intolerances. It's very difficult for me to get places to eat if I ever do. I've been abroad twice on a plane years ago, and I don't intend to go on a plane again. I mean, it'd be good if I could, but I just don't have any incentive to, and it scares the heck out of me. Now, when I went to Disneyland Paris, I went by Eurostar, so that was okay. That was really good, and I wanted to go to the theme park, So I'm not really one for taking in nature and culture per se, but I do like knowing about different cultures. But I kind of like to hear it from the people who are there in the country themselves and know about it that way. But I'm not so interested in like what's around me surroundings. I'm more interested in having fun and entertainment. That's kind of like who I am, which is very different. So I knew then that this person wouldn't be right for me to be in a relationship with. But obviously with this guy being Indian and him saying a lot of the same things, and like I'm kind of like reading his mind type language, and we were getting on so well, my heartstrings did pull, they did pull, because I do believe, as I've said before a million times on this channel, that my soulmate's Indian. I honestly believe that. I still believe that to this day and will always believe that, right? So and this guy was in his early 20s, so that was perfect. Really had lovely, beautiful hair, lovely smile. And so it was all really good. But yeah, so he, I said to him that it would be better looking, for someone, he'd need to find a girl who wants to go traveling with him, like a travel buddy. And I know there's lots of asexuals like that. Now, what can I make from this conversation? Well, first off is, when you are waiting for your special someone to turn up, you've got to use your logical brain, something I didn't used to do, but I do a lot more now. So what I mean by logical brain is just because your heart might be fluttering, you might think, oh, we're getting so well, we can relate to each other. There must be things about them that you don't yet know because you've only just met them, and also that you might not be compatible in other ways. And it's as good as that you find that out sooner rather than later. So I know that that person needs someone to go traveling with, and that they really aren't my person. I think that's the secret. The secret is when you're actually coming across different people, there will be red herrings. I've had so many red herrings where I thought maybe this Indian guy is the right Indian guy for me to be with, and I'm like, no. So you've got to understand that you'll come across a lot of red herrings. Someone who you may think is the right person for you to be in a relationship with, because initially everything seems like fantastic. But then when you get to know them over a period of time, which you need to do to be in a serious committed relationship, if you want that, then, and that's when you discover the real them. The truth comes out, their personality comes out, the real them comes out. And then whether you're going to be compatible possibly or not. Obviously, if you're like me, who's found that out quickly just from having lots of messaging within one day, then that is very much more productive, because you are cutting to the chase a lot quicker and getting to the root cause of whether, or root source, should I say, of whether you're going to be compatible or not. So it's always very important that whenever you meet someone, that you do actually ask the hard question to begin with. You do let the conversation flow, that you do relate to each other. I mean, they shared with me a big secret they did, and I will keep that, because obviously, that's what I do. I think we'll be friends, and I was just so honoured that they shared this big secret with me. I thought that was really nice. It built up a lot of trust quickly, and I said some stuff to them that I don't particularly fully broadcast on this channel. So we really related to each other, and I thought that was very beautiful. There was some beautiful asexual chemistry going on between us, but it does make me sad. But you have to realize that I've always said, if the wrong person is there, the right person's not going to come along. So you have to understand and be prepared that lots of people are going to come into your life. They're going to be similar sometimes to what you're looking for, or you think you're looking for, or show signs of being that person, but they're not actually that person. And you have to weather the storm. You have to understand, don't accept second best. Don't put up with someone just for the sake of you think they're maybe a right person for you. You have to give it a lot of time, months, years, really to know someone truly. You've got to give it about 18 months, I would say, at least, minimum, because you can't really know someone that well. You can think you can know someone. I've known someone for nearly a year, and they've turned out not to be a good person in the past, right? And so you need to give it a lot of time and consideration. Ray, make sure that have the same interests as you. Yeah, it's very important. Very important they have the same interests. Well, this guy likes dancing. He's interested in tech, likes kissing, but obviously he loves traveling, and I don't. So I said to him, you're really excited when you talk about traveling, so you need a travel buddy. And he said, yeah. So he agreed with that. So that's really cut that person out. Of course, because me being me a romantic, I've got a little glimmer of hope that, just maybe in years to come he might change his mind. But then I should be, but I haven't. You've got to be very careful of this, because this is how the brain works. It goes, but what if this happens, and what if that happens? And you have to stop dealing on what ifs. You have to deal with the here and now. deal with what's actually in front of you, not what you project onto them, not what you imagine them to be like, not what you want in your fairy tale them to be like, but what is actually happening in reality. And it's already been decided that he's staying in the other country and that he wants someone to go traveling with. So that guy is not suitable to be in a relationship with me. However, the good thing is it's another guy that loves kissing as much as I do, particularly tongue kissing. He specifically pointed that out, saying his ex was more into like mouth kissing, he's into tongue kissing, prefers it. So I like kissing with the lips and not really like tongue. So I thought it was really good, because I am meeting more Indian guys lately who are into like a lot of kissing, like who are asexual, who are like me in that way. So you've got to understand that you can make progress with what you're looking for in a relationship. You can be getting closer to the person being the right person for you, but you've still got to wade your way through all these red herrings, the people that are no good for you, the people that are that come into your life that you think might be suitable because you've got lots in common, but then you realize that they're not, because of some major reason. Like if someone wants to go traveling around the world, you're not even interested in that. Clearly that's not going to work, right? Clearly that's not going to work. Completely different needs. So you have to be looking at this whenever you get or think about getting into a potential relationship with someone. Like, does their core needs match yours? Does their goals, ambitions and dreams for the future match yours? Some people are literally want to move countries, and if that country is not the country you live in, then again, that's that don't waste your time unless you really want a short-term relationship, but I personally do not believe in having just short-term relationships. Personally, I don't believe that. I know some people like to have that, because I don't see a point in putting all that time, energy and effort into someone in a short-term relationship when, you can't then find the person you want for a long-term relationship, because you might have missed an opportunity. Like if you're focusing on this person, I want a 3-month relationship, they're going to come and visit my country for like 3 months in the summer or something. Those 3 months that you're spending all this time messaging, texting, seeing the person, you could be spending looking or actually paying attention to someone who's maybe come into your life that you don't even think about as a suitable partner yet, but they're kind of like an opportunity. Or you might not go to a certain place because you're too busy having this short-term relationship. You might not go somewhere, see someone do something, and everything you do, every action, you get a reaction for. It sets off a lot of things in motion. So you will miss opportunities if you are hankering after the wrong person. If you're spending a lot of time with the wrong person, the right one can't come along. Honestly, they can't come along because you are spending too much time on the wrong person who's not going to fulfill you long term. Right? So, you might not, there might be a boat trip that your friends invited you to. There might be a carnival. There might be, obviously not at the right moment because we're kind of like still in part lockdown situation, right? But I'm saying when things are back to normal, I'm recording this live in June 2020. So when things go back to normal, we're allowed to socialise, you might miss an opportunity if you're like, going to be, oh, thanks for the thumbs up, love you lots. If you're going to have someone come along and say, like I said, they just want to spend the summer with you and you're spending all that time on them, you might miss an opportunity where a friend's asked you to go out with them, and that friend might introduce you to someone who could be the love of your life, who could be the right one for you. Or it could be a concert, or it could be a comedy place, or maybe you're on your own, because you've got to understand being single is not a bad thing, and you decide to have a solo picnic, which you could do at the moment, right, and keep social distance. And on that picnic you decide to set your food out and you have someone come along, and all of a sudden your eyes meet, and that person doesn't go away. They're kind of lingering because they see your beauty and they're kind of interested in you, and they don't know why, but they have this pull to come towards you, and they start chatting to you from a distance. Just imagine if you've been in a long distance relationship for short term, hoping that the person's going to come and see you for a few months to be in a short term relationship, because it's going nowhere, because their goals, ambitions, dreams are different to yours, and you miss this opportunity with this person because you don't lock eyes with this person. This person can't see you because you're too busy texting someone who doesn't really give a stuff about you in terms of being a long-term committed relationship with you in the future. Do you see what I'm saying? So do not look at short-term achievements in jeopardy of your long-term relationship goals. Do not do it to yourself. Don't exchange pleasure now for short periods of time in exchange for the love of your life that can come in it and be with you and share that happy, joyous time with you forever, if that's what you're looking for. You know, don't spend and waste your time on these short-term people who can't fulfill your needs long-term. That's the difference as well. When I'm looking for someone who's younger than me, I have to be very patient, because some younger guys are going to be at different stages in their life to what I am. They are maybe going to be studying. Maybe they want to just take a year out for travel, but they're not interested. Like this guy is going traveling all around the world. They just want a year out traveling or something. Maybe they're actually in a relationship with someone at the moment. You know, so you have to be patient and give it time. And, you know, and you have to think one day, if your goal is to be in a long-term committed relationship, one day you're going to be in that relationship, and then you're not going to have the freedom that comes with being single. So you need to enjoy your single time while you can. And also you need to prepare for that person coming into your life by developing and growing yourself, which means developing and growing your personality to be a better one, developing and growing your life skills, developing and growing yourself as a person. And, you know, like, say you love photography, you might want to do a photography course. If you're passionate about exercise, you might want to take a yoga class or something. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you can't do some of these things right now, and well, you can do yoga classes online still. There's ways around things, right? But what I'm saying is, in order for the right person to show up in your life, you need to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be for that person. So don't just think of yourself now and think of the loss or the void in your life that isn't there by that person. Start filling your own life up with lots of wonderful things that you enjoy. But remember that relationships are going to take work, that when you get into one, it's going to be hard work. Relationship is like another full-time job. And so you should be preparing yourself now, doing all the preparation work for that full-time job. It requires a lot of communication, a lot of understanding, a lot of being able to communicate your feelings and emotions when things aren't going right, not just when they are going right. So you need to do all this preparation work before this person comes in. Like, if this person was in your life now, would you be able to fit them in your life in a relationship sense? How would that work? What would you bring to the relationship? Because a lot of people, when they're thinking about getting into a relationship, it's all like, what can the other person do for me? But you have to be thinking, how can I be the best version of myself for someone else? You know, while I'm not in a relationship, I need to grow myself. I need to grow my professional career. I need to learn more skills. I need to become a better communicator. I need to become better at being by myself. I need to become more confident, even more confident within myself. I need to believe in myself even more than I already do. I need to just constantly improve myself so that I'm strong when that person comes along. Because when you're a strong unit in and of yourself, the relationship's a lot more likely to flourish and to grow and to bloom and to overcome obstacles, to bond you and keep you together. Whereas if you haven't grown yourself, if you're just like, oh, well, the person hasn't turned up yet, don't have to do anything, I'll just carry on the way I am, you're not going to be in a good place for that person. You're not going to have changed yourself. You're not going to have grown yourself. You're not going to go develop yourself. And you might start being really clingy with them. You might start being very controlling or dependent on them. And that's not very healthy for them. Or it could be the opposite. They can end up controlling you and playing mind games and manipulating you because you haven't strengthened yourself enough to see those things. Obviously, if they're a good person, if they're the right person for you to be in a relationship with, they shouldn't be playing these mind games with you or anything like that, right? But you need those skills to be able to see the forest for the trees, so be able to see all these people that come into your life that are red herrings. Maybe some of them are nice red herrings, but maybe some of them are manipulative red herrings. You know, so be improving your self-worth, you're looking after yourself and everything else, Ray, I have to change how my house looks. I think you do have to change how your house looks, Ray. It looks like Fort Knox. It looks like a battlefield. If you want a feminine woman, someone who actually looks like a woman, rather than women who are women, identify as women, but look like guys, then I think you need to like put your weaponry away, basically. Because obviously some guys who are born guys don't identify as guys, or some women who are people who were born female don't identify as female. They've changed their gender, or they identify as gender fluid or trans. They're not how they were born anymore in the physical sense. Or I could find a Miss Rambo, laugh out loud. Yeah, the thing is, you're finding macho women who probably would have the machinery and weaponry that you have. So yeah, you might want to look into that. Ray has a lot of weaponry in his house. So yeah, personally, it wouldn't attract someone like me because it would just put me off. But if you found someone that was equally into stuff like that, then that would be good. But I know you like quite a feminine looking woman, not like a manly looking woman that you've had kind of interest in you before. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I might need to think about that. But yeah, but if you found someone who's into the same type of things, you might need to just tone it down a bit and not completely. Do you know what I mean? So it's really, really important, though, that you do enjoy your life, you do enjoy your hobbies, you do enjoy your interests, and you do grow that. But you should also grow your personality, your skills, your communication, the way you work as a team with another person, because you're going to have to be working as a team in a relationship. And obviously, if someone like me is used to being single for quite a long time, then you've got to get used to working in a team again. I mean, part of the good thing about having such amazing friends is you kind of get used to being with someone again, even if it's not in the relationship sense. So you kind of get to know how to communicate with another person, how to put your point across without trying to hurt their feelings, or but without also respecting your own feelings. And you kind of learn some of the skills you would learn for us, to be in a potential relationship with friends and friendship. So I think it's very important that obviously that you still keep your friends when you get into a relationship. That's very important. But I think you also use the experiences you have with your best friends and close friends to help you when you're thinking about getting into an actual long-term serious committed relationship, because you're going to need a lot of those same skills, but more besides, because you take things to a much different, deeper, another level entirely, right? So it's best to prepare yourself, and think about how would you make space for this person. Are they going to be able to live with you? If say the person popped up in your life now, right, and they came and they're like, here I am, I'm the right person for you, right? And you actually believe that, and it actually happened, them well, and then can you actually fit them into your life? Have you got any time for them? Can you make them a priority at all? Can you fit them in? Would they live with you? Would they not live with you? How often would you be able to see them? These type of questions. How are you going to communicate effectively? Is it going to be by phone, video? Is it going to be by text messaging, or a combination of? How are you going to make each other a priority? How are you going to make sure that when you're not together, if you're not living together, that you're going to communicate? And if you are intending to live together, how long are you going to give it to get to know that person before you actually move in with them? Like I said, really 18 months at least you should be doing it. 2 years is good, because I don't really think you know someone until a couple of years later. To be perfectly honest with you, I think you need a good couple of years or even longer, in my personal experience these days. Right, so you need to be sorting your own self out, your own self-worth, your own communication skills, and being an effective person in and over your own right in a single unit before you can be good to be in a relationship with someone else. And the right person, thanks for the thumbs up, the right person might not have come along yet, because you still have work to do on yourself. I know at the moment my career is not where I need it to be. I really need to get that sorted first. I'm not in a financial position that I want to be in yet, right? And I'm not in a career position. They kind of go together, really. I'm not in a career position that I need to be in right now. I'm still learning new skills. I'm still growing and developing myself in certain areas that are kind of familiar to me because I know about them, but I haven't actually done all the work for that yet. It's a lot to do. So, you know, I know that the time at the moment, although my heart would like to be with the right person, I don't think it actually is the right time. You know, I kind of have a plan that because I love kissing so much and I don't see myself get into a relationship anytime soon, and I know I can't anyway because I would have to know the person probably for at least a couple of years, right, before I consider being in a long-term committed relationship. Then I know my plan now is basically eventually months and months later when I can go clubbing, I'll go to a club and I will kiss some foreign guys if I want to and feel safe enough to do so. In the meantime, I will keep being on asexual dating sites. I will keep talking to asexual guys as and when it arises. I won't say no to people, never. Do you know what I mean? That are possibilities, but obviously the ones that aren't possibilities, they're out the door. So I will get my kind of kiss and knees met there. I'll be like enjoying my single life while I'm still single, and I won't, you know, I'm not actively pursuing people like I was before, you know. So my focus is very much more my career now, learning new skills, developing and growing myself into a better person all round, more and more, working on myself more, really working on my mindset, trying to work on my mindset a lot, really trying to focus on my career and think about what I really want. You know, I have the ability, I mean, although I love where I live and I don't ever want to move, if ever, I will have to at some point, you know, because I rent. You know, I'm very aware that if I had my career and everything all sorted, that there is a possibility that if I did want to move, I would have the flexibility because I'm single. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if I was in a relationship, I kind of be tied to the area that they lived with me in, especially if they didn't live with me. So I've got a greater degree of flexibility at the moment, right? So maybe my person's not in my city. In actual fact, I think they're in London. I've always thought that. I love London. It's my second home. So I think it's very, very important that you work on yourself, that you build yourself up, you build your life skills, build your relationship skills. Relationships are not easy. We all need to learn skills. People are like, oh, you know, oh yeah, this should come naturally. It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't. The amount of people that keep things hidden to themselves, their feelings and emotions, and don't say it for fear of hurting the other person, and rather than learning the skills it takes to be diplomatic, to be tactful, but to say how you feel and think at the same time, and to get your point across, and to actually effectively get your message of how you're feeling across without hurting the other person. That's a huge skill. These are skills that don't come naturally to most people, right? So these need to be learned. So you should be working yourself on all these things. You know, if a person came into your life now, would you be in a good position? Would you be good for them? You know, in most aspects of your life, would you be good for them? And if the answer is no, then you've got work to do. And I always think that you should be working on yourself anyway, because if you're not prepared to develop, grow yourself and change yourself in some way, then how do you think you're going to be in a relationship? As soon as the person comes along, if they don't like something or they're having problems, you'll just be like, oh, well, I am what I am. Bye. Or, you know, or you won't care about them. Be like, well, I don't care about your feelings or emotions because I'm not willing to change myself. I'm not going to grow or develop myself. I'm not going to listen to you. And that's disaster for any relationship, to be quite frank. So you should always be wanting to change, develop, grow yourself within, you know, within safety, obviously, and also pushing yourself out of your comfort zone as well, right? So you want to be physically safe, you want to be emotionally and mentally safe, but you also want to be pushing yourself out of your comfort zone so that you can actually grow into the person that you may need to be with this person. Like, for example, I would love to be with a business entrepreneur guy, but because my career isn't where I want it to be at the moment, I probably have to get that career first before I get the entrepreneur business guy, because then he'll be able to relate to me. We'll be in a different place in our lives. And, you know, there's a lot of younger entrepreneurs around now. There's people making money online that are in their early 20s, some less than 20 years old, right? I mean, there's one guy that's quite cute on my track. You know, I'm actually a bit attracted to him. He's not in, he's about 19, I think. and he's just so like, you know, really motivational. He's really like doing a lot of affiliate marketing. He's doing really well. I noticed he liked my picture as well. You know, he's quite attractive. He's foreign, but he's not in the UK. But, you know, an entrepreneur type of guy is going to be more likely to say, yeah, I can come over there into the UK as well if he does live abroad. Do you know what I mean? So, but, you know, he's going to want to match. He's going to want me to match his energy. He's going to want me to be in the same sort of position that he is. So if your energies don't match, if your lifestyle or your lives aren't aligned with each other, then that's another reason why you might not be getting the person that you want to come into your life, that you're waiting for. That's one of the reasons why you might not be getting this person, because there's some things you still have to do in your life that you haven't done yet. You might not even know what they are right now, but they will reveal themselves through time. They will reveal themselves. Or maybe they're already there and you just don't see them because you haven't asked yourself the question. So, okay, I'm not in a relationship right now. I've been looking for a relationship. That's not happening. What else can I do in my life? What else can I improve? What other areas of my life can improve? Is it my relationships with my friends? Is it my relationship with my own spirituality? Is it I need to be better, more healthier, eat better? Is it I need to think about my long-term goals, ambitions, and dreams, and really I'm just milling along, not even thinking about that? Is it that you've got some mission in life that you've not yet accomplished? All these questions you should be asking yourself, and you should be dealing with them and tackling them head on, so that when the right person comes along, they will see your beacon of light shining and they will be drawn to you like a magnet, and they will be like, wow, this person's amazing. They will see all the work you've done on yourself. They will feel your energy. They will feel your vibrancy. They'll feel your experience. They will just know there's something about you that they can't kind of put their finger on, but you're familiar, and they kind of like don't want you to go out their life. And that's the type of person you need. But it only comes when you're more confident in yourself, when you've developed and grown yourself to the right person that you need to be for that person. So when you're looking for your special someone, don't just think about what they can give to you. Think about what are you going to do to give to them? How are you going to add value to your life? So how are you going to be better shape, maybe physically, or better shape mentally, better shape emotionally? It could be any of these things or all three of these things, right? How are you going to be better in terms of career? How are you going to be better in terms of communication? How are you going to be better in terms of just being a better person, being a kinder person, being a considerate person, being a more thoughtful person? How are you going to develop, grow yourself to be this person you need to be to meet the right match for you? Because maybe the match isn't actually a match for you right now, because you're not vibrating at that energetic frequency level that's going to attract the person that is the right person for you, because you're not the person you need to be. See, we need to evolve and grow ourselves into a different person sometimes for ourselves, to improve ourselves, and also to be with the future person that we need to be. And they're going to be with our future self rather than the self we are with now. So keep developing yourself, keep growing yourself, and most importantly, develop and nurture that self-love, because that self-love is going to keep you strong. It's going to keep the red herring people out of your life and stop wasting your time. And it's going to allow yourself to enjoy your single life and then look after and support yourself in the meantime until you have that right person come along. Might take years, but it'll be worth it, because they'll be the right one for you, not the red herring or the person that just wants you for a few months. That's no good. You deserve better than that. So grow your self-love. Grow it. Grow your self-love, your self-worth, your determination, your strength of character. Grow all this stuff. Your courage. Grow your courage. So that when you come to the time and you meet your special person, you have the courage to be with them as the most beautiful, strong person that you are and that you've achieved to be. Anyway, I've got to go right now. I love you lot. Take care. I've got to Skype my best asexual friend, and I'll see you on the next video live stream. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe and hit the great big bell icon if you haven't already. Till next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Bye-bye. Lots of love. Lots of love. Thanks, Ray, for tuning in. Thanks for being in chat. Love you lots. Bye.